A FAM production for all things mattress. FAM.news.
Hi, I'm Roger Pickett from Mermaid Mattress in Chattanooga, Tennessee, and I listen to the Dos Marcos podcast on the FAM.
Thank you so much, Roger, for listening to the podcast on FAM.news. What percentage of people have suffered new sleep issues since the onset of the pandemic, and what is the state of mind of the consumer as they head into the holiday shopping season? Yes, we're talking about Black Friday and Christmas already, and how can you win their hearts and minds? The Dos Marcos Show begins in 60 seconds.
Driven entrepreneurs, listen up. It's time to team up with Nationwide Marketing Group, North America's most successful network of independent retailers. You'll gain access to programs and services that level the playing field between you and the national chains. Industry-leading digital marketing, increased buying power, exclusive networking events, and of course, their awesome learning platform. Nationwide Marketing Group is the business partner that helps you get results and stay ahead of the competition. Take the first step today and visit nationwidegroup.org.
Do you want more sales in 3 easy clicks? Yeah, it starts right now at doorcounts.com. With a completely redesigned user interface, gathering data has never been easier. Click number 1, your salespeople connect with the customer as they walk through the door. Click 2 is the outcome. Click 3, key performance metrics, right there on your phone from anywhere at any time. Now your salespeople can spend their time selling, and DoorCounts is going to gather the data you need to make your business better. Start right now at doorcounts.com.
Welcome to the Dos Marcos Show with Mark Kinsley and Mark Quinn, where mattress and furniture leaders gather to grow, get the inside scoop, tell stories, and take tequila shots.
Uno, dos, tequila!
Welcome aboard. Here's your passport to a planet filled with the mattress industry's brightest minds and biggest ideas. Meet your guides.
I'm Mark Kinsley, President and CEO of Englander.
And I'm Mark Quinn, co-founder of Spink & Co. and VP of Sherwood Bedding.
Together, they are Dos Marcos.
The galaxy's greatest mattress podcast has liftoff in 3, 2, 1.
I haven't seen it yet, but it's out on Disney Plus. Among the Stars with Chris Cassidy. We talked about it here on the show. On our previous episode we did with Mike Magnuson and Jeff Cassidy, Chris's brother. But, of course, Chris Cassidy, an astronaut. Hop over to Disney Plus right now. Check out Among the Stars. And, of course, go back to fam.news and search 182 Days in Space, and you can listen to that podcast we did with Chris. Have you watched it yet, Quinn?
No, I haven't. Actually, you know what? I've been into this Squid Game show or Squid something my son told me about. It's very disturbing. I'm very happy to switch over to a inspirational story starring our favorite astronaut, Chris Cassidy.
Okay, so you got to tell me about Squid Games. Is that what it's called? I've been hearing about this.
Yeah, it's
everybody
produced
says
out
it's
of
disturbing.
South Korea. It's so disturbing. The first episode was good. I'm like halfway through the second, but Nick, my son tells me it's sad, but like the whole first thing is like they got all these guys that are in debt. I won't give too much away, but they have all these guys that are in debt, right? And so they go to them and they say, hey, you want to play a game? And here's all this stack of money and you can win it and get yourself out of debt. But if you do go, then you have to play to win. And by win, if you win, you win the money. But if you lose, you die. And so the very first game was red light, green light, right? And so the cinematography of it, everything is really, really done well. But if you know how it is, the game, right? So they go green light, and then you start running, and then they say red light, and then you stop. And if you move, then in the normal game, the person who is the leader of red light, green light turns on, sees you move, and they say, yeah, you're out. And then you argue about the fact, oh, I didn't move. Well, in this game, they just shoot you in the head.
I hate it when that happens.
If you move. Well, yeah, it's a little tougher to win. But anyway, so that's the first episode, but they do great character development, and I'm sure they're all going to die, but it's kind of weird. It's kind of weird, but they're saying that it's going to be the biggest, most watched web series maybe ever on Netflix, and that's saying something.
And so you're into it, though. Like, you would say, hey, yeah, you should check this out. I think you should check it out at this point just to be culturally relevant.
I'm into it, but I'm weird like that. Like I have to, like, I don't want to watch that and like be disturbed and go to bed. I have to be in the right state of mind. So it's going to probably take me a while. I'm not really great with all the like, gratuitous violence, but anyway, it's really, really well done and it's interesting as hell. So there you go. But I would much rather watch Chris Cassidy. So
yeah, but ultimately it's a show about people playing a game, but the stakes are very, very high. And this holiday season, in your retail stores, you're going to be playing a game, and the stakes are pretty high, but it's not, hey, I'm going to get shot in the head if I lose at red light, green light. And that's what we're talking about on the show today is the state of mind with holiday shoppers coming up. And we had a great webinar we did with our friends over at Podium, and we hosted that, and along with our friend Scott from Jerome's. And it was really insightful.
He's a rock star, by the way. He's
totally
a great guy.
Amazing guy. We got to have him on the show.
Jerome's Furniture.
So
Yep.
We were talking about what's going to happen going into the holiday season. What state of mind are people in? And we were talking about this a little bit just before we hopped on the show with our producer, chief of staff, Jill of all trades, Adrian. Yo, Adrian. Hold on. Do I
Yo,
have it here?
Adrian.
No, I don't have it here.
Let's hope you do. Yo, Adrian.
We were talking about just the
Yo,
state
Adrian.
of mind with, not furniture and mattress people, but just your friends. By the way, Adrian is also the voice of the fam. So go subscribe to the fam audio stories on Apple Podcasts or Spotify. And every story that goes up on our site goes there first. So it's really worth having. Like all the mattress news, all the insights, everything is there. So
her reads are fantastic, by the way. Like when I click on the fam audio stories when I'm in the car, if it's one of hers and she's reading it, I love it. She does such a great job.
she's awesome. And so we were talking about and I love her perspective, and we love her perspective on these different topics because she's coming in with fresh eyes. And so we were like, what are your friends thinking about? What frustrations do they have? Are they happy? Are they sad? Like what's going on in their lives? And so she is connected with a lot of people who are in the stage of life where they're having kids and they have young kids. And of course that comes with its own challenges and frustrations. And then beyond that, I think there's just a level. So that's one factor, one column. The other is people are just worn out. Like people are starting to feel exhausted. And going into the holidays, which can be taxing in their own ways, we need to be aware of that as retailers, as manufacturers, as people that want to serve others that are coming into our store or coming into our world. What's your sense of the state of mind of the consumer, Quinn, especially after talking to Adrian, but also being on that Podium podcast?
I've been traveling a lot, Mark. And so I've been in airports and I've been with lots of strangers, oddly enough, right? So just striking up some conversation. So I feel like I have a little bit of perspective on it, and I always ask the people when I'm checking into hotels and flight attendants, I'm like, how are you doing? Because they are dealing with the public and people are angry. Mostly when you travel, right? You're stressed and stuff. And I think that's it. I think some of the announcements that they're making on airplanes, it's a little freaky, man. I was on the plane yesterday going to Florida, and it's like this really robotic recording is like, this is your pilot. And it was like almost a computer read, Kinsley. I was shocked. You must wear your mask, and they're like being really stern with it. And I'm like, it must be like really bad for them because they're being so aggressive in how they approach that, but they probably are. Because they've had their hands full with passengers, and I don't blame some of the passengers because they're just stressed out and they're tired of it, and people don't want to wear a mask anymore. People are tired of talking about it. They're tired of having the conversation. And I think anyone who's dealing directly with the public, like a lot of the people in this audience, I feel for them. Like, I think one of the things that we should be talking about going into this is have empathy more this year than ever. Like, ask questions, be more interested than interesting. And listen to your customers, bring them in, maybe serve them a lunch, maybe get your top 20 customers of the year and bring them in and just have lunch with them and say, you have no idea how grateful we are for you guys. Or part of your commercial, stop pimping the sale and send them a message. How about celebrate your own people in some ways? But I think it's so important to acknowledge that it's the end of a really tough year for a lot of people. So just have compassion for that. And know, even though someone might be an asshole, Kinsley.
Did you just call me
they
an
may
asshole?
have.
You go, even though somebody might be an asshole, Kinsley.
We'll have to listen back to really know for sure if I called you an asshole. What I meant to say was even as someone's being an asshole, you don't really know what they've been going through. Maybe more than ever, right? So I don't know. What's your take? What are your friends telling you? Like, what are you hearing?
I think those are really salient observations about the frustration and about having empathy. Because look, even outside of all these crazy times we've lived through, when people come into your store, they're going through a transition. And when you're going through a transition, there's uncertainty. People are scared. What do they want? Assurance of an outcome. So you should be there to help them find that assurance of an outcome, help them in that transition. So now you're layering on frustration and uncertainty in other areas of their life on top of this transition they're going through, with whether it's redecorating their home or moving to a new place or somebody died or somebody's getting married. Those are big things in people's lives. So you're right. Like, just having that extra moment to say, I see you, I hear you, I understand you. If people feel heard and understood, it changes their whole demeanor. It can make people melt because they walk through life not being heard, not being seen, not being understood. And they don't they don't always need your answers and your solutions. Sometimes they just need somebody to listen. I hear you. What do you want to do about that? And I'm here to help you.
You know, it's funny for men. I think the what's the right word? The criticism, or at least for my wife with me, is stop fixing it, right? She'll tell me something, and I'm immediately, as I'm listening to her, I'm like solving the problem, right? And sometimes it's not about that. And I talked about this on that show with Podium, but you know, American Airlines lost my bag, and you know, you had just given me a really cool gift. Something that my mom had given me was in that bag, and I never check my bags. And so I was anxious about getting it back. I wanted to get it, plus all my stuff, sport coats and, you know, thousands of dollars worth of stuff. And so I knew that the lady I was talking to didn't lose my bag, so I was really careful not to get frustrated with her. But it took 45 days, right? And it didn't bother me because Celeste, which is the person that was dealing with me, she called me all the time and gave me updates and said, hang in there, you know, we find 98% of them. And, you know, I was really, really cool with her about it. But I mean, it didn't matter that because of the way that she handled that, you know, it just gave me some comfort about it. And she just listened. And the very first time I talked to her, that's all she did was just listen to me kind of like show some frustration. And ever since then, I mean, we talked probably every week, and she was just cool, and it didn't bother me nearly as much because I just knew she appreciated where I was coming from, and she handled it great because she was constantly on the phone with me. So,
and when you got the bag back, you celebrated, I'm sure. With a pants,
I did,
with
and
a
then
pants
they wrote me
stance because you had pants in there. Normally, he would do a no pants stance, but since he had pants again, he did a pants stance.
I did a pants in it. Well, and you know, I sent a very nice email to Celeste and asked her to share it with her supervisors because those guys need to know, right, that she did an outstanding job. I felt like they needed to acknowledge her. But Mark, I think something that's really big that is also part of this is, you know, per our research deck, and guys listening to this, if you want to use it, you're welcome to. You can go to fam.news and subscribe. At the very top, you can become a member and you'll get this entire deck. But the stat is 36% of consumers said that they're having new sleep issues. For everyone out there in the mattress industry, I am begging you to please pause on this for a minute. Take that statistic, just, you know, credit FAM with it, but share it. And talk to the people in your market and say, listen, when you don't sleep well, your ability to handle stress in your life drops drastically. Your ability to feel joy drops drastically. Your ability to enjoy and be in the moment drops drastically. And here they're saying 36% of people are having new sleep issues. My goodness, what a great opportunity. Now that you know that, is to shine a light on the problem. It's a great marketing tactic anyway. And then solve the problem, but show compassion and say, look, 77 million people already had sleep problems. And now 36% of people are saying they have new sleep problems. We're here for you. We can help fit you for a bed, find the right pillow, find the right mattress. Use that language because you know what they're feeling. Don't you think?
It's a no-brainer. We talked about the state of mind of the consumer going into the holiday shopping season. Well, the state of mind of the consumer You just outlined part of it. They're tired. They're tired. They're tired, and they're having more sleep issues than ever before. I mean, and here's the extension of that. And like you said, you can go to fam.news and sign up and get this research, the whole thing. Plus, when you become a member, you get our audiobook for free, which is pretty cool. Thank you to Neil Greenhaxton Road Studios for that recording. He's amazing. We had a great time. So here's the deal. 36% of people have new sleep issues. This is their state of mind coming into the holiday shopping season. They're stressed out. They're tired. And if Adrian's experience with her friends is any indicator, they're going through a lot. Kids, who knows what else. So here's the other part of this in the research. 63% of our respondents said they know a lot about sleep. Then we followed it up. We're like, if you know a lot about sleep, let's see what helps them get a good night of sleep. Like what were the things that they would rank to give them the best sleep? And we put stress management, the mattress, sleep environment, sleep aids, exercise, nutrition. Okay, so the question was, please rank the following in the order of importance to your personal achievement of quality sleep. At the very bottom of the list, in last place, is nothing else but the mattress. At the very top, the thing that ranked the highest is sleep aids, which is, you and I have been fighting this fight for years, I feel like. The pill companies and the pill popping companies want to own better sleep, rest, and relaxation. And here's the deal, they're winning. What can you do about that? As a retailer, as a mattress retailer, what can you do about it? This just came to me, Quinn, so I want you to react to it. I think we need to acknowledge where people are. Just like we talked about earlier, to feel seen, heard, and understood is incredibly important. Well, right now, people think the best thing they can do is take a sleep aid. And that could be melatonin, a prescription, or any range there in between. So if mattresses are at the bottom, maybe we acknowledge and say, don't let your mattress be the problem. It's part of a great night's sleep. It's the foundation of a great night's sleep. We know you have your routine to get the best quality rest. Don't let your mattress be the problem. And just kind of, in a way, acknowledge that there's a collection of things that go into good sleep. And we've seen this from research before. People are talking about their pajamas and the temperature and light and noise and all this other stuff and stress. And usually the mattress is not the first thing that people think of. Make them think of it. Make it part of that basket of goods that they need to make a good night's sleep happen for them.
It makes so much sense. Mark, when we were both on the Better Sleep Council, is always that challenge of the dotted line connection, right? So when people are in a store to buy a new mattress, they're there. It's a grudge purchase. People don't really want to do it. And then, this survey result that we did is clear evidence of it, and we talk about, let's put it through a different filter, everyone. If you were to ask that same question to consumers about weight loss, and you said, okay, what's the best way to get weight loss? Do you think sleeping pill would be number one? No, it would not be number one. It would be, eating right,
you mean
exercise.
You mean diet pill, like exercise pill? Like a diet pill?
Yeah, what did I say?
Sleeping pill?
Oh, I said sleeping pill?
Yeah. So
My bad.
But you mean like a diet pill?
A diet pill, yeah. If you were to say to consumers, how do you lose? What's the best way to lose weight? You're not going to get number one answer a diet pill, right? A weight loss pill. It's not what you're going to hear.
Back in the day, probably.
Not anymore. And so how far are we, right, from educating average, normal, everyday people that, guys, a mattress isn't just something you sleep on. A mattress can literally change the quality of your life. We aren't saying it enough. We're not saying it enough in our businesses. We're not saying it enough in social media. Kinsley, if we were to put together a 3-question exam, right, going back to the consumer saying, oh, yeah, we know about our sleep, I call bullshit, right? I don't think they know about their sleep. What are the 3 basic questions for, a sleep test we would give people? Say, oh, you know enough about sleep? Okay, let's ask you a couple questions. I would ask them how many stages of sleep. I would ask them what's the half-life of caffeine. And what would be another one, right? How many hours of sleep should you get? Which is, we both know it could vary.
Sleep needs are biological should be the answer to that.
Right, but people will say 7 hours, or I think they'll answer strongly there. And if people, like, I don't think people can answer those questions. But if you flip that in weight loss, how much time should you spend exercising every day? Most people know the answer to that. Like they have, but I don't know. I just think it's such a profound thing, and it's such a huge opportunity, especially right now.
Well, it's probably tough for the consumer because, sure, I know a lot about sleep. I do it every day. Like, how could I not know about something that I do every single day? It's like if I were to ask you like how much you know about driving, you'd be like, a lot. I know a lot about driving. I drive every day. But then
I'm an excellent driver.
But then whenever you get into we all are, right?
That was a what was the movie Rain Man reference? I'm an excellent driver.
Yeah, well,
Dustin
anybody
Hoffman,
going faster than me is crazy. Anybody going slower than me is stupid, right? You've heard that quote.
Right.
Right, but we think we're all, we know a lot about driving because we do it every day, for example. But whenever you're educated on a topic that you think you know a lot about just because you do it every day, all of a sudden you start to realize, oh, there's a real blind spot that I have. And I think that's our opportunity in the mattress industry, is that education piece and peppering in education about your mattress. And I tell you, you're right. We need to be telling the stories about people who got fitted for the wrong mattress. Got the wrong mattress and need to go get fitted for a new one. I just had a friend the other day. We almost got swallowed in his stairwell by a king-size Englander mattress. It's heavy duty. And we were moving out 2 mattresses that he bought from an online brand, a very, very prominent, popular online brand. They just didn't work for him. And, several, like 5-6 days later, I'm like, how you sleeping, man, on your Englander? He's like, man, number one, I'm dreaming more, like very vividly. I was like, that's a good sign. And he's like, my wife is getting up like a half hour later than she used to. She was probably uncomfortable. So where are those stories in your business about you helping somebody change their life and get better rest, and about them having potentially made the wrong decision? So we need to, but ultimately, those are great to tell. But getting back on track, what is the state of the consumer going into this holiday shopping season? Let's remind ourselves they're worn out. Any changes that were kind of bubbling up, I don't know if you've seen this in your world, but any changes that are bubbling up have started to take place and unfold. Job changes for people, just different life circumstance changes, a lot of them stressful. So I think people are going to be really stressed going into the holiday season. Yeah, they're going to want to know what merchandise is in stock and ready to rock. But they're also going to want somebody that just listens to them, understands them, communicates with them consistently. That's what we're kind of talking about with Podium. Like, you need to start marketing to your customers now by texting them and letting them know we're thinking about you. The marketing for the holiday season starts now. It started last month. It started the month before that. And then, just making sure that you're intentional about that, and you're creating some surprise and delight. And, there's a great idea from Scott with Jerome's Furniture about a promotion. So we're going to give you something tangible here. So they had a great promotion they did where it was 15 days of a product reveal with a big promotional savings attached to it. And so it made me think of a big Advent calendar. So maybe you could do something Advent calendar-wise leading up to Christmas. And what that does, from a principle standpoint, it's mystery. People love and hate mystery because it opens up a loop in their mind and they want to close it. So anytime you can create mystery in your promotions, and you can even create mystery with the reveal, but you could also create mystery with something that gets paid off in store. So think about how you can create mystery. Mystery is magical also. So the holiday season ties into that very well.
I have an idea.
Yes,
you ready?
You and the
Me.
dark glasses.
Right here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in the white shirt. That's
White
me. Building on your mystery idea, what if you had a day in your store? Now, by the way, I didn't say this was a good idea. What if you had a day in your store where you said you can go to the mall, right, and get your picture taken with Santa? Like, and you can have the picture, and everyone's going to have the picture with Santa, or you can come to our store and have your picture taken with Fred. Fred is Santa's brother, and nobody's got their picture with him, but he works at the North Pole. He's just as big. Get a guy with a big personality, dress him however you want. And now everyone's going to be like, what's Fred? Like, who's Fred? Like, what does he look like? And they're going to want to come and meet Fred, and they'll be the first one with the picture of Fred Claus. What do you think?
I think it's a brilliant idea. And to build on that, Adrian put this idea in our newsletter last year. Make sure you're subscribed at fam.news. It goes out to more than 6,200 people in the furniture and mattress industry. So you want to be on that list. The idea was write letters to Santa and have kids write letters to Santa and make your store the drop-off point. Put a big magical red candy cane striped mailbox out there that's letters to Santa, and then you get people in the store. You get kids dropping stuff off. You can answer the letters to Santa. You can mail promotions back to the parents. You can just create this fun, whimsical, magical experience while generating leads the whole time. And guess what? Maybe while they're there dropping off their letter, that's when they get their picture with Fred Claus, which is actually a movie, by the way, with Vince Vaughn.
Yeah, so maybe name him Eddie. Is that a good
Ed Claus?
brother name?
Cousin
Ed
Eddie?
Claus, or maybe Santa's nephew, Tim Claus? I don't know. I mean, name him whatever you want, but dress him up wherever you want. So, yeah, I'm with you, man. I think you made some good points about connecting dots to things that can help you sleep. Sleep is the thing, and understanding and having empathy for where people are, I think, is a big deal. So, hey, I got something, Kins.
What you got?
See this?
Ooh, does that say fam.news under the fam logo?
It's fam.news.
Hat.
So it's a brand new hat we had made, and we gave them out at the nationwide primetime event in Nashville. And it just, we gave, I don't know, 100, 200 of them away, printed by our great friends at Colonial LTD Promotions. Love those guys. And so anyway, these are the hats we use them for. And I tell you what we're going to do. Anyone who, the very first person to text through our Podium platform, 843-MARCOS-2, text the word Fred Claus, and you are going to be the recipient of this hat right here.
I love that. And hey, by the way, that colonialpromotions.com, that's where you can get all your swag needs fulfilled. This is actually where I got this Englander shirt right here. And I tell you, it is the easy button for me because I know what I get is going to be quality. And that's such an important thing for me because you want your brand represented well. Those hats with fam.news on them, super good quality. People at the Nationwide show were wearing them loud and proud. We got a picture from our boy Keith Moneymaker out in North Carolina. He was wearing his fam.news hat. So if you have any needs, look at that, my man. Looking good, Beard. LaGrange. Yeah, Quinn's holding up his phone for people listening. But go to colonialpromotions.com. You can see all the products featured on the fam over the past, 3 months. And definitely get in touch with Tim and Wes. Great people. They source amazing quality products, excellent pricing. They can kit. They can manage employee promotion programs, appreciation programs. They're a very robust and nimble operation, and they're there to help. I mean, these are consultants, and these are friends of the industry, and it's who we use.
And they're cool. They're just cool people.
And Wes is a great golfer.
So Scott, I know. I got to get on this team. Hey, listen, Scott Perry with Drums had a great time with you today. Wes, the whole crew at Colonial. For all of you listening, lots of love to you guys. We're sliding into the holiday season. I got a pumpkin candle burning right now, Kinsley, in here. It's October. We're seeing all the Halloween decorations. I think people need the holiday right now, so I think it's going to maybe lift some spirits out there, and hope it's going to do the same for you listening. And by the way, do us a favor and go to iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to this podcast and give us a like and a rating, and please share it because we want to grow the fam and get more people involved. So,
well said, my friend. I hope you have a great rest of your day. And hey, don't miss out. Don't think that you're not going to get the hat. Text us 843-MARCOS-2.
You can bounce on it. Yeah, bounce with it, bounce with it. Bounce with it, bounce with it. All right. What is a hybrid? It's like peanut butter jelly, peanut butter chocolate. Hybrid so tight, there's no way that you could topple it. calculate. Hybrid on my wrist, that's a calculator watch. We add ourselves together and we take it up a notch.
Got the airflow, yo, keep you cool as it get. Visco foam alone to make you drip sweat. Get a hybrid mattress, yes, you'll get better rest. Cool and comfortable, hybrid like a sweater vest.
You know the game, we're ahead of it, son. Cause the two of us together are way better than one. Cause I'm cool as ice
and I'm hot like a heater.
Bounce by the ounce, now we got it by the liter.
Well, you take a spring and you wrap it up right. You can sleep so smooth or bounce all night. Put two together, get a whole lot more. Get the feel of the comfort core.
You can bounce on it.
Lay back, you don't have to practice. It's the best thing to happen to your mattress. Get together to do it like I did. Everybody get hybrid. Sing hybrid.
If you want somebody to get in your vicinity, you probably want to feel a little bit of a hybridity. Foam alone, out of 5, maybe 1 star. Springs and foam, we're taking care of that lumbar. Mad back support, the best way to shack up or just get rest that won't mess your back up.
Like a hot chick mixed with a particle physicist or a mullet. Party in the back of the business. Best of both worlds like Mars and Venus.
The ultimate hybrid.
Nothing short of genius.
Keeping it loose while keeping it tight. We can make you sleep or play all night. Put two together, get a whole lot more. Get the feel of a comfort core.
You can bounce on it.
No stopping when the beat gets played back. Springs keep it popping, foam keeps it laid back. Party over here, get invited. Everybody get hybrid.
Sing hybrid.
Listen, doesn't matter if your kitchen is charming when your bedroom's the most important part of the apartment. What kind of bed do you keep back there? Does your girl wanna chill on a beanbag chair? Hell no!
You need springs and foam, cause if that bowling ball don't bounce, you'll be sleeping alone.
And if the bed don't react, then you can't get low. We got that type of bounce that won't spill your Merlot.
So stick with us and you'll get rewarded.
Cause I'm so gentle
and I'm so supportive.
Hybrid is where the magic is.
And we just killed a song about mattresses.